All right, President Trump's plans for 2020 have caught some people by surprise. This afternoon, he's expected to release his proposed budget for the upcoming year. Now, it calls for the balancing of the budget in about 15 years and includes nearly $3 trillion in spending cuts. Now, the catch, though, is that the president is requesting nearly $8.6 billion in border wall funding. That's on top of the money already given out for it this year. $5 billion will come from customs and border protection, while the rest will be in military construction funds from the DOD. Now, Democrats have blasted the deal, calling it expensive and ineffective. And meanwhile, she was the only pundit that called his win. But now the two are embroiled in a Twitter war. And Coulter, right-wing pundit, and President Trump are on the outs again, as POTUS blasts Coulter, calling her a nut job. Coulter hitting Trump on what she alleges is his softness on the border. So joining us to discuss, conservative commentator Steve Valsburg. All right, Steve, they are back at it. What do you make of this love-hate relationship? They've been on the outs on and off, but, you know, it seems like this is the final death blow to that relationship.
Wacky nut job. Yeah, I think you left out wacky.
Right.
Yes. Look, to be honest with you, Donald Trump fairly recently said, look, the media believes that I take orders from Ann Coulter. That's one of the people they cited when they noted that the president backed off signing a budget deal. They said Rush Limbaugh complained, Ann Coulter complained. He said, look, I haven't talked to Ann Coulter in over a year. I don't know her. I don't know her that well. She did speak at one of his rallies, maybe introduced him. But I don't believe that they have this close relationship. So I don't think that, that there's really that much of a relationship for them to be on the outs about, if you will. I think that Ann Coulter has tried to perpetuate this notion that she's really in with the president, and I don't think that she is.
Okay. Well, but still, Steve, doesn't this stand to kind of tear the right in half? I mean, those who were Trump's base, many of them are now saying that he's gotten soft, or they've said that, the swamp has won. And then you have the diehard Trumpers.
Yeah, no, look, I would like to see Trump be tougher on some of these issues. Absolutely. I would have liked to have seen him stick to his guns on this border issue, keeping the government closed even, and pointing out that it was the Democrats who turned down a couple of bills in the House that would have paid the workers even while the government was closed. I don't like everything that Trump did, but Ann Coulter needs to realize, she needs to really shut up and realize that the alternative to Donald Trump is an open borders, ICE dismantling, amnesty-loving Democrat. So what does she think she's accomplishing by going after Donald Trump a year and a half out of the election when he is obviously going to be the Republican nominee? What is she gaining here? Okay,
Steve, but there's one point, though, I got to highlight from Ann, is that she did call him out on the border wall funding. She said, you always said Mexico was going to pay for it. Now it's, 5.6. And now it's all the way up, as we're expecting. It's going to be closer to $9 billion. Mexico ain't paying for that. The U.S. is. So doesn't Ann have a point?
Well, yeah. Well, Ann does have a point. The president insists that in the trade deal, the new trade deal with Canada and Mexico, there's going to be monies coming in. Look, whether or not that's the case, I really don't think that the base of Donald Trump's party or any Americans who, after his State of the Union, the polls showed those watching agreed with his immigration policies and loved his speech. I don't think that they're saying, oh, but Mexico's not going to pay for it. The number of billions of dollars you're mentioning is still a drop in the proverbial, overall budget bucket. And I think that Americans believe it's worth it. So no matter how he gets it done, and Trump says he is getting it done. He pointed that out in his tweet to Ann Coulter yesterday. But I think Ann Coulter is interested in one thing, and that's promoting Ann Coulter.
Okay, I think you got a point there, because we should point out, that this could potentially just be more political theater, given that Coulter is dropping yet another book very soon. But what about the president? This is just par for the course for him then?
Oh, you mean responding? Yeah, I don't know what prompted him to respond yesterday. Maybe it was a boring day. But look, like you pointed out, she has called him dumb. She's called him the speech, the State of the Union, she said it was lame. She's called him names. Whenever the president is called a name, whenever he's attacked, he responds. So I think this is the first time that he's really gone after her, other than saying in the past, I really don't know her, I'm not that close to her, I don't speak to her. So, you know, it's what you expect. And again, she loves every minute of it.
Oh, I'm sure this is doing great for her brand. Another person, though, Steve, remember just, 2 short years ago, we were hearing Little Rocket Man on Twitter, and what did he call the president? Dotard. We saw that. Now they're having summits and making nice with one another. Do you think this is what's going to happen with Coulter as well?
Well, when it comes time for the election itself, I mean, Ann Coulter, if she doesn't endorse Donald Trump, she's not going to have any conservative followers left. So she's going to have to come around after she milks this for her book. If one is coming out, like you say, she will eventually endorse Trump, and maybe they'll hug and make up and kiss. But not because she's that important. She's not that important in the conservative movement or in getting Donald Trump votes. Let's not give her, let's not enhance her delusions of grandeur, please.
All right, Steve Malzberg, not an Ann Coulter fan, I believe, but you are still my friend. We like you. Thank you for coming in and chiming in on this subject. Steve Malzberg, thank you.
Always, Manila.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.